and welcome to Lena Mystic. This video is about what you should and should not do during Mercury retrograde. We're gonna go ahead and dive into this. So Mercury rules communication, technology, all that stuff about travel, just all these crazy things, mostly communication though, and how you perceive things, tones, and just interpretation. So during Mercury retrograde, you're most likely going to be struggling with communication, anxiety, stress, travel, all of those things. So if you've been planning to enter into a new relationship with an ex, that's a no-no. If you've been planning a trip, that's probably a no-no because you may get delayed, just certain things like that. So let's dive into specifics. This is definitely not the time to enter a new relationship. That includes getting back with exes. So you don't want to make any final commitments at this time because things might look a little great now. They may be a little fun, but afterwards and after Mercury retrograde, it's just not, it's not the move. It's not the vibe, okay? I say this all to say that communication is a big issue with Mercury when it's in retrograde. So your communication may seem like it's okay, but it may not actually be okay because the same vibe that you're on, they may not be on. And that's not good for relationships. Now, we were just talking about making commitments. This is also not the time to be signing any new contracts or getting into any new deals. And that is because you may actually miss something that was in the contract or the deal that you didn't see at the time of signing it. So be very careful because we know that Mercury controls communication. Now, a lot of people don't know, but contracts and deals also include investments and new launches that you may be thinking about doing if you own a business. This is not the time to buy anything that may cost a lot because once you look at your bank account and it looks like it's flourishing, they actually might not have taken out what is for your bills yet. So be very cautious about that. And that brings me to budgeting. Make sure you're budgeting, guys, because Mercury retrograde has a way of just effing us over and you really want to be cautious about that. Now, we talked about not making any big investments. This includes buying new technology because this is the time that Mercury affects technology as well, and it's kind of iffy. So be patient with your technology. Make sure you're not buying any new technology because it's not the move, guys. Seriously, just leave it alone. Wait until after Mercury retrograde to buy your new phone or get that update, whatever it is, just wait. Another thing I'd like to pinpoint and that I do not recommend doing during Mercury retrograde is booking surgeries or any big medical appointments that have to do with technology because technology is so iffy at this time. With surgery, if you already have a surgery plan or appointment, I want to say that there are ways to protect yourself, and this includes envisioning protection around you, maybe a bright warm light such as yellow or red, or even blue lights are really good, white lights are really good. So just sitting there in preparation for your appointment and saying, I am protected, my guides are protecting me, I'm great, this is going to be great, this is amazing. Now keep in mind that your surgery actually might be rescheduled because once again Mercury retrograde rules communication, and someone might have said, oh yeah, we have this date open, but it's actually not open. So be very flexible once again. Now, talking about appointments, don't book any travel plans either, guys. Let me tell you a little story about myself, okay? It was not fun when I was going to go see my husband in London and every flight got delayed or canceled. It was not fun. It took a whole day to get somewhere that was only an hour away from me. So be very cautious about traveling. And if you are traveling, make sure that you have a lot of time in between each flight or each travel plan individually. You want to be very flexible at this time because Mercury retrograde is not flexible with us. Alright guys, so we know how petty we all like to be. This is not the time to start arguments. I promise you the argument can wait. However, if you do have a problem, express yourself, but don't be petty in that argument. Make sure that you're being compassionate and understanding because once again, Mercury rules communication. Now let's get into the do's of Mercury retrograde, okay? So one thing you definitely want to do is budget, because a lot of the time technology won't respond in a timely manner that you're expecting it to. So let's say that this is your bill pay period and you think that all of your bills are paid and you still got $8,000 in your checking account. You feeling yourself and you're like, oh yeah, I can buy that new computer, that new couch, that new desk, like all of that stuff that I need that makes me happy. But in reality, it just hasn't been shown that it's taken out of your account. So the smartest thing to do is to budget, because you have everything written down. You know how much money you'll have left, and that's going to leave you feeling a lot more confident about your funds. This is also the time to think before you speak. So if you're angry, maybe you need to analyze why you're feeling that way. Is it you're thinking something was the way that it was and it really wasn't? How are you perceiving things? This is definitely a time of reflection and looking at yourself more than other people's faults. Now, speaking on faults, this is also the time to heal from your past, to reflect on it and to say, you know, what can I do moving forward to change how my life is, to make it better than what it is currently in the way that I'm perceiving it. So heal from your past, heal from past relationships. Don't be getting back with your exes right now, guys. Please don't. They're all going to reach out. They're going to reach out to you. It's Mercury retrograde. But do not get back with them at this period. This is not the time for that. I just want to remind you that, because we be feeling ourselves during Mercury retrograde, okay? But don't be feeling yourself too much. Don't be cocky. Know that you're learning a lot of lessons right now during Mercury retrograde. This is also a great time to reflect on ourselves, what we're into, our goals, our aspirations, things that we used to do. We need to start analyzing who we are as individuals. It's very, very imperative. You should also be practicing mindfulness at this time, because it's going to be pretty stressful if you do not. That includes taking walks, doing shower meditations where you let the water flow down your body and you imagine all that stress and anxiety going down the drain. This includes a lot of things to just make you feel good about yourself. Another do is to keep up with documents on some type of hard drive or backup drive, because like we said, technology is very iffy during this time of Mercury retrograde. So you want to make sure you have backup documents, because you could be writing your whole book, about to publish it and everything, and then bam, your computer is ruined and you didn't save it to Google Docs or a drive or the cloud or whatever. Make sure that you're saving things at a backup location, because this is not the time to be reckless with our documents. And the last thing that I have listed is to read old journals and old goals, because this is the time that you might actually really progress during those goals and those aspirations, and you may be really motivated towards those old things now. So like I said, also get into those old hobbies and you might just find success in those things, guys. You have no idea how amazing Mercury retrograde can be if you use it properly and you know the do's and don'ts of it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and I hope this video guides you on your path to light. See ya!